put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers, and joining me this morning in studio is Mr. Jesse Taylor, Cultural Officer 2 from the Division of Tourism. Good morning.
Pleasant good morning.
So happy to have you here.
It's good to be here. And may I do say in advance, happy Shout of Liberation Baptist Day to all the observers and all those who celebrate such an auspicious occasion.
Yes, yes. And I just want to, let our viewers know that we are talking about what's happening for the Baptist community, but in terms of looking at Tobago, the division's involvement in celebrating this group, who they are, what they have added to Tobago's history. And I know Mr. Taylor will guide me through because I am here to learn. You are here to learn as well. So the Spiritual Baptist community in Tobago, how is the division helping preserve the history, the legacy, what this community has added to Tobago? Because, and just before you answer, I know that the division is quite active because when we have these celebrations, these commemoration days, whether it's Diwali, whatever it may be, there is something coming from the division to help celebrate and commemorate.
Yes. So indeed, the Culture Department in the Division of Tourism, Culture and Activities and Transportation seeks to preserve the various festivals that are very important to our people, how we have the long road to freedom that we have walked as in this particular case in the Spiritual Baptist Day celebration, and is also part of our mandate, our goals and objectives to do National Days observances. So over the last couple of years, we have been looking at the Spiritual Baptist community and how we are able to shape for a future legacy, what the struggles were, what the triumphs were, and how they have used the spiritual community, this Baptist faith, as a vehicle to encourage a sense of spiritual excellence and the pursuance of that. So that this year we have teamed what we do, linkages of a past, using the elders of the faith to document, which we have been doing and which will be showing over the next couple of days, how we were able to overcome, how the rituals, the fundamentals of the faith, the voices, those things, the meaning of the implements, the bells, the shell, the flags, and how important spirituality is on a whole. So this is all part of a celebration that has been given publicly holiday status, and we are proud to, as a Spiritual Baptist myself and a devotee of that, we are proud to be able to celebrate a holiday that is the only one of its kind in the world. So on the 30th of March each year, and this is now 73 years since we've been able to shout, ring the bell, do the word of the mission. So indeed, it's worthy for its preservation, because it also finds its nucleus in many of the things we do. The best village, the heritage, elements of our spirituality can be found in on a daily way, the way the people dress and all of that.
Right. And you mentioned that the division is going to show. What do you mean in terms of is there a physical space where people from the public can view?
Certainly. So at the A&R Robinson Airport, we have mounted an exhibition, and that exhibition is portrays in various forms the same thing I was saying about how the calabash and the bells and the cross, and it also carries the meaning because it also treats with the historical account of how we as a people who were banned the prohibition, and how from 1917 to 1951 we couldn't as a people be out, and what the shaker's house mean and shouter's house, and the meaning of the colors that they wear and all that. So all that is very present, and it's up for viewing and can be seen between the hours of 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening every day, right up until next week Wednesday. It's already mounted at the A&R branch office of the tourism department.
Okay, because I was just going to ask where in the airport. So it's at the tourism office, right? So members of the public, those of you who are visiting us and you're looking for an activity to do, you know, you may not have been aware of it, but you can visit the tourism office at the A&R Robinson International Airport and definitely learn, you know, celebrate. And I love that about who we are as a people. And here we have a significant religious body celebrating, and we have it's also Easter, you know, and the Christian community is celebrating as well.
So it aligns itself exactly with Palm Sunday, which was last week, so that they were, normally it's done with baptism and pilgrimage and Thanksgiving. There were a number of them on the island. And what was really nice about it, we were able to get out of that basket of goodies people who celebrated several of those things. So we also be having on the various platforms those people who we were able to interview and tell their story, their years in the faith, those reverends and bishops and mothers and queens who would have been liberators and forerunners of the faith, and who continues to be a beacon of spirituality to ensure that the legacy and the proud legacy that we have grown to and accustomed to in Trinidad and also in Tobago is kept alive and burning.
Right, and as cultural officer, you know, within the division of tourism, how would you, you know, explain to people who may say, well, that's not my faith, I have, because there are groups of us who are like that, you know, how do you encourage them to open up and just, you know, come and view the exhibition?
Well, it's just an opportunity for everyone, because everything has its place. And I'm thinking that over the years, the stigma of the spiritual Baptist has been somewhat erased. And it's not just no longer about a fair, but a learn of people who are conscious of our Africanness. Because these people who practice these things essentially are of the African origin. And they would have you know, part of their way, and of course, to build a passage into various aspects of our Caribbean detail. And that's why I said earlier, it's very nestled and forms part of the nucleus that is the celebration we've had. You can't get more songs, drumming, singing, chanting, blowing of shells, singing of the Sankeys. The worship is found in the boat christening. It is found in the singing of the songs at the natural day, the treasures day. It's found in the elements of the way the queens of the heritage portray themselves, that African regal, a sense of the ancestral tradition, the pride in which we walk through the streets in Emancipation Day. They're all linked to that. That's why it's called linkage of the past. So a long walk to a glorious freedom from colonial rule, where we were beaten and shackled and people gave up their life. But today here we are celebrating the freedom. Is not just for spiritual Baptists, because as well, you as part of the spiritual Baptists of the spiritual origin, you can actually visit other realms that are associated with other practices and influences ethnically in the spiritual realm.
So if you think this has nothing to do with you, it has everything to do with us. We are a people of this land and we celebrate each other. And it's always a good thing to learn. Maybe you never thought about it before, but the exhibition is there, you know. And Mr. Taylor, I have always been, and I'm speaking to you as a devotee because I have you here, so I can toggle between the two. You know, I know you have this art, and I've seen you wrap the heads before. And I think sometime I sat with you may not remember, and we were talking about that, and I think you did my hair, and for the entire day, you couldn't tell me I was not a queen, you know. So there is something you go through in that whole process, and I just want you, you know, to speak, because you see the women, their heads are wrapped. What's the significance of that?
Well, the Bible itself speaks about modesty. The truth be told, the depiction of any real African, Caribbean, traditional woman, village woman, has always been associated with that native, tribal / ancestral spiritual look, so that the wrapping of the head is very common, and it denotes a kind of strength in the woman, and in some cases it also represents a period of transition where you move into childhood and through your rites of passage again linking us back to our heritage. So the head ties continue to be your crowning glory, just as you're here.
Yeah.
Woman's hair is the beauty. Other than that, your head tie and your code of dress, it says something to the story. How you dress as if you're going to wash, if you're going to catch fish, if you're going to the market, and again if you're going to church. So the colors as their various symbolism and are coming out of a rich, noble ancestry where they mean so many different things. The power is reflected in and worn by these women, and in some cases, and most cases too, the men as well, gender included, all genders. You really celebrate the pride and so it's a physical statement, but it also connotes a lot of high spiritual influence and incarnations, and that in itself shows that we are unique, we are inextricably linked to our tribal customs, our beliefs, and our spiritual way of worship, and that's important to the preservation.
Right, and again, the importance of learning about each other, because I think that helps to bring us to that common ground where we can now have an appreciation for something outside of what we may be accustomed to. So again, just remind us again the exhibition. And
so the exhibition, it's up, it's running. We invite all of you to come take a peek, see what may really pique your fancy. What about Tobago and the Tobago Baptist Spiritual Baptist movement from far back as 1970, and all those people who are the Elton George Griffiths and the Robert Buzz Butler, and those people who fought for freedom. Freedom is not strange to people who have constantly been fighting for various oppressors in many forms. So you can get a chance to live the history, relive your ancestry, and at the same time enjoy the beauty of a holiday that's been given to us.
Yeah.
We now celebrate 28 years and 73 years of this repeat and this practice, and join in the happiness. And outside of that, you can certainly join the Tobago Baptist community at the lands given to us at the Signal Hill Army, opposite the Army camp, for the usual Liberation Day celebration, starting from 9 o'clock a.m. in the morning with a street parade just off the highway, straight into the lands, celebrate the long walk to freedom.
Yes, and we are all invited. So if you can be a part of it, definitely, again, take the children. It's a learning experience. Sometimes we read about these things in a textbook, but it's a whole different thing when you can experience it and have these conversations with our children. So thank you very much. And the exhibition, it's running right through, so it doesn't matter if it's a holiday or weekend.
3 days later, to facilitate everybody who might want to do so at any given time.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Mr. Taylor, for sharing with us this morning.
Happy Church Baptist Liberation Day to all of Tobago and Trinidad, by extension the world.
Right, and we are definitely going to have to spend some time and check that exhibition out. So viewers, again, we're heading for the break. I have to tell you, share the live. That's right.